down the line, they may see you changing and improving and doing all these things, and they may want to say, like, hey, I see what you're doing. Can I come?
Yeah, I see. Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. Hello, everyone. I'm Erica.
And I'm Akilah.
Welcome to HeartsChat. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of HeartsChat. So tonight we're talking about Cardi B.
Yes.
Recently, in the Harper Bazaar magazine, Cardi B opened up about her ideas about therapy, and more particularly marriage therapy.
Yes.
So as couples and family therapists, we thought it would be interesting to talk about that tonight.
Absolutely.
So Cardi said she does not want to go. She doesn't want to go to therapy. Offset asked her to go to therapy, and she said, no, I'm not doing that.
Which is, it's really interesting because it's oftentimes, and it's not to stereotype, but oftentimes you find the women asking the men to go to therapy.
Right.
And, you have a kind of a switch of roles here in that sense. But, I thought that was great that he wanted to go to therapy and, talk about it.
I bet. 'Cause I don't know, Cardi B, I've watched, her videos and Instagram and her stuff, her social media, for a long time before she made it big. And she strikes me as a person that's kind of out there.
Okay.
That I can see someone saying, okay, we need to go and do something about this because I can't, I can't deal with this anymore, whatever this is or what that looks like. So maybe that might be a motivating factor for him wanting to go to therapy. Or maybe he could have gotten some advice from someone else that's been, so it could be a lot
of different factors. Yeah.
And I don't know how that conversation went with them, but I feel like you should never shut your partner down. Mm-hmm. In this case, this is her husband.
And it's a serious kind of matter,
Yeah. And I think for therapy, it's not just for you. It could be for him, too. It might not just be about, well, I don't want to go. Well, what if there's something that he wants to talk to you about that he thought maybe it'd be better if we talk about this with the therapist, or he'd feel more comfortable bringing it up with the therapist? You just don't know.
And I think part of it, from what I've heard about this particular comment from Cardi B, was more about, how she didn't want someone, telling her how to live her life. She does what she wants to do. No one's going to change her mind about anything.
Right.
And I think that's just the misconception of what therapy is and what therapists do.
Right.
Therapists, we are trained, and we're in all of our training, don't give advice.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's such a huge misconception that everybody has. I'm going to go to my therapist and they're going to give me this advice and I'm just going to do it.
Tell me what to do.
Tell me what to do. And that's not our job.
Right.
That's not our job. We are there to not only teach skills and to communication skills, coping skills, things like that, but we're there to help you kind of talk your way through what you're dealing with and give you insight or a different type of way of thinking about something.
Right.
Give you different options so that you kind of make your decision, your choice, what's going to be best for your life.
Right, exactly. The goal is to empower you to make your choices and your decisions because it's your life. So they wouldn't be doing you any justice to tell you what to do.
I mean, it would keep us in business a long time at the same time.
Right, people want that. People want that.
But, our jobs, and something that I often will say is, my job is to work myself out of a job. So you don't need me. Because, first of all, we only see most people for an hour once a week.
Right.
There's a lot of other hours during that week that, people have to be with themselves and learn how to use these skills and do all these things. You come to therapy to report how you did. So it's kind of a lot of the work is outside of our offices.
Right. Exactly. When I hear a comment like that, I think about, it's possible she could be scared.
Absolutely.
Because you're going to be sharing things, sharing your business, especially being a high-profile celebrity like herself. She might feel like her information might get out there. Therapy is confidential. It is confidential, but I can understand how maybe she might feel, worried about that, and that might be a reason, a drawback. Yeah. Another thing is she might not know really what it's about, or maybe when she was growing up, therapy wasn't a thing that she knew about in her family or in her world, that this is what we do, this is what it is. So maybe it's just something that's unfamiliar.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people think it's just something for rich people or
so crazy people is what I hear. And if you go to therapy, you're crazy.
Right.
Which is far from the truth. Far from the truth, you know. There's different levels of therapy and different people we see.
Exactly.
And it's really can be helpful. I mean, people may say that we're biased because we do this, but again, it's really helpful.
But even so, even though it's our job, when people come in, we've seen the progress.
Yes.
And we've seen what it can do. We know what you came in with, and we see, you know, how you leave. So we can say, you know, from what we've seen, that it can be very helpful. You know, I think in this situation, Offset should just go by himself. You know, go by yourself, work on what you want to work on, talk about what you want. Maybe she will come later.
Absolutely.
But don't let anybody stop you from wanting to improve yourself or your situation, because, you know, maybe there's goals that you have that you want to do together, or talk to, you know, your spouse about something in particular, but if they're not willing to go, you just got to do what you can do. You can do your part and go and improve what you can improve for yourself.
Absolutely. And that's such a great point you made, Erica, because, yeah, you can definitely go by yourself. And who knows, you know, Cardi B down the line, or anybody else who's kind of dealing with some of the similar situation where somebody doesn't want to go into therapy with them, down the line, they may see you changing and improving and doing all these things. And they may want to say, like, hey, I see what you're doing. Can I come?
Yeah, I see. Okay, I see what's going on here. And it also helps that, you know, Offset is someone that's so close to her that he could say, hey, they don't tell me what to do. I make my own choices. This is what we do here. This is how it goes.
Absolutely.
So why don't you check it out? I can go with you. But, yeah, ultimately, her excuse for not wanting to go, it might just be that. It might just be an excuse.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. You know, it could be that she's scared of what could potentially happen, what could come out of.
Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of times it takes being uncomfortable, and it takes going through, like, therapy, not always being positive all the time, for a change to happen.
Exactly.
So, you know, I know it's an uncomfortable position, but it's also beneficial in the end.
Right. I agree. I think that it's I don't know, it's kind of tough when you think about, okay, Cardi B is famous and she's saying this on such a large platform, and people might be like, yeah, you're right. I don't want to do that. But at the same time, it does open up a conversation like this. So people in the mental health field, or people that have gone to therapy, and nobody can say, okay, I understand that, but here's the other side of it. So maybe if you think about it that way, that might help you maybe change your mind, possibly.
Yeah, no, and I think that's such a good point, because, you know, a lot of times celebrities will just come out and say things. And, like, their fans or their followers, whatever, you know, take their word as gold sometimes. So I think it's really important to kind of have some of these discussions when some of these things are said, because there's always another side to a story, or like an idea. So I think it's important. She's bringing it to light in a different way, but we have the opportunity to kind of talk about it and make sure, you know, hey guys, that might not work for her, but this is how it is.
And maybe she's gone before.
Absolutely.
Maybe she went and it was terrible. And I've heard that from other people that I've mentioned this several times, that, you know, they've gone and it's like, you have to find someone that's a good fit for you. So I would, you know, recommend talking to somebody that you know has gone before and just getting some feedback, asking about them. Or maybe if you know, I mean, you got to know somebody that's a therapist.
Yeah.
Or somebody knows somebody
who's a therapist.
Yeah, and they can talk to you and they can tell you and answer some questions for you just about the process and what that looks like.
Yes.
And there's all different types of therapists out there.
Exactly. There's so much information, I think, about therapists on the internet. And if you don't have somebody close to you or know somebody who you can get in contact with, so, you know, to, like, check online and get information that way, because even Psychology Today is probably, I feel like, a major place you can get a lot of information about therapy on there. Yeah. And just kind of research it.
Yeah. But definitely, I feel like if your partner is asking you to go, consider it. At least consider it. Don't just, you know, downplay it or just brush it off. Really consider it and listen to what they're saying and have a conversation about, okay, this is important to you. Why do you want to do this? Like, what do you want to get out of this? Like, what do you want to talk about? Give it a shot. You know,
Absolutely.
especially, you know, if you're in a committed relationship, you know, and your partner's bringing this up, because I would guess it's really important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that.
All right. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. I think you wrapped it up nicely.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll catch you next time.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to HeartsChat today, where we speak from the heart. We hope that you enjoyed our show. Catch us every Sunday and Tuesday on our YouTube channel and our website, which is HeartsChatRadioshow.com. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages at HeartsChat Radio on Instagram and at HeartsChat on Twitter and Facebook.
We love to hear from you. If you have any questions or topics that you want us to talk about, email us at HeartsChat@HeartsChatRadioshow.com. And for all of your personal relationship questions, visit our website, HeartsChatRadioshow.com, and click the From Erica's Heart tab. Your question will be answered within 24 hours. Thank you for listening to HeartsChat, where we speak from the heart.